build idea that I just came up with. I found, let's see, what is it? It's very rare, I think. To craft this is very rare. You need a lot of pieces. 20% of incoming damage is converted into energy. So that's, if you take 350 damage, which is how much the shield restores, at least now. In the future, maybe it'll do more, you get 70 back. And you're also getting a small amount of energy regen, so you can reapply it. Now, it's not going to make you invincible, but like, some enemies hit really hard, but you can keep reapplying the shield as you take hits. You could also block and make it so you don't take such massive damage. This, I had 10% damage resist in this. I decided to switch to 20% damage resistance while crashing because I have so many healing items now. I don't need to worry about conserving them. Before I was worried about, running out of them. Uh, but now that I have so many, and you can keep buying the nicotines over time, the stocks reshop, the medical shop, so you can keep buying nicotines. I get plenty of animal parts to turn into biomass to make inhalers. So yeah, before I had an extra inhaler slot and I was using 2 healing items at once. Uh, but now I'm just using this. So if I use this twice in a row, I'll crash myself. They get the 20% damage resist. I'm also getting, let's see, I have Nimble for more movement speed. I think this pairs really well with Brawny because when you run into enemies, you knock them down. So the really powerful enemies that aren't affected by the shock status, like bosses or Mega Mantisaurs, they can't be shocked, stunned, so you can still bash them by running in their back or side so they don't hit you. And you could also do a power attack with the right perk. Let's see, I have 15 melee, 1 in engineering, 1 in explosives, 10 in medical, 1 in science. I have hot blooded. I took this in the beginning because I didn't have healing items. I needed some way to heal myself. It's not really doing anything for me right now. I have bullet shield, more health, more damage resist. Heavy handed, this is really good for boss battles because you can kind of chain stun the enemy. Uh, Power attack, stun them, hit them with some regular attacks. Then when they're about, right before they're about to attack you, you sprint into them, knock them down again, uh, hit them with maybe 1 or 2 regular attacks, then charge a power attack. By then, 10 seconds will have passed. Then you can, you get where I'm going with this. And if you feel like some enemies recover faster from being knocked down than others, so you might have to run away and save it up. This will work really well now that I have a way to keep reapplying the shield, because now I could actually take hits and chain stun the boss enemies. I have Brand Enthusiast. It says 20% damage, 10% armor rating. I don't know if the armor rating is actually working, but I do know that the damage increase is more than 20%. It says plus 20%. I think it's actually, what it's doing is it's multiplying your total increase. So like after all these, this melee damage increase, what it's doing is it's giving me, like I could even show you here. It says 365. And let me put this here. Yeah, 28. So it's doing more than a 20% increase. So 28, what is that, 56? Yeah, it's doing more than a 20% increase. And it seems to be multiplying 20% to your total damage. Let's see. Where's that weapon? So yeah, you just need, there's a symbol there. Some hats don't have that symbol, and they'll allow you to still keep this brand enthusiast. It'll show you right here if it's working or not, even if it has no name brand. And some helmets, even if they have no name brand, they'll take this away. But it's a big damage increase. I don't know if the armor rating is working or not. I think it is. It's not really noticeable unless I'm having it seems to be noticeable when enemies with like low penetration weapons are shooting at me, like bullets, but the melee attacks seem to be penetrating most of my armor. Back to the perks. Brash Recovery, this is the most recent perk I got. No, Echoing Blows is. So yeah, that's health regen. I like this. Before I was just crashing myself with one medical inhaler, and then I had the health regen and I was using the shield. Now that I can use the shield so often, I'm not really going to have to rely on this as much, but it's still there and it's helping. Echoing Blows, this is incredible. I don't know if it's working as intended, but combine this with heavy-handed, I feel like this is knocking the enemy back a bit, the big enemies, and then the Echoing Blow also hits them. Even without the power attack, I think just a regular attack will hit them, and the Echoing Blow is also hitting them. So it's like a double hit. Not a full double damage hit, but the Echoing Blow is doing extra damage to the same enemy. So this is a really big increase. I tried to do Echoing Blow with heavy-handed. I don't think it knocks the enemy down with the Echoing Blow, but still really good extra damage. I don't know how I get these. I think I got this for finding a stuffed animal. Art enthusiast. Yeah, this is just from collecting stuff. I'm planning on getting some more damage mitigation resistance in the future. I'm going to want to get Master Armor. I'm going to want to get Tinker for more damage. I don't know if I'm going to get this. I don't know exactly how it works. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get this. There'll be some other perks I'm planning on getting. This character has been playing without a team from the beginning with melee. In the beginning, I did have to use guns in certain areas and some grenades because it was so difficult in the beginning. But let me go back to the... Okay, so I have Pulse Hammer, Thunderstruck stuns the enemies, and you could just do regular attacks and you're stunning all but the strong enemies, quote unquote strong, I guess because they're either bosses or just like Mega Mantisaurs, they can't be stunned. So when you're fighting mobs, this is really good because you can actually use the enemies as cover. If you stand in between the enemy you're hitting and the other enemies, you can kind of look at your radar to see where the enemies are. Their projectiles won't hit you. Instead, they'll friendly fire their own teammates. It's not doing damage to their teammates, I don't think, but it is blocked by the enemy you're hitting, and it is protecting you. So this is a really good weapon for staying alive. Also, even if you're fighting multiple melee enemies that don't have projectiles, you still you use them as kind of a, like cover. You stand behind them and you keep moving as you're swinging this weapon, and you kind of keep that enemy that you're stunning in between the other enemies, and then they can't attack you. Also, this weapon can hit multiple enemies at once. I think this one can as well. So you can stun multiple enemies. You can hit maybe 2 or 3 enemies at once, they'll be stunned. But if they're not, the ones that aren't stunned, just keep the enemy that's stunned in between you and the ones that are trying to attack you. That's not said properly, but you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah, this is an excellent crowd control weapon, and yeah, like I said, just use the enemies as cover that are being stunned. It blocks projectiles. I don't know if it blocks gunfire, but the animals that have projectile attacks, corrosion, spit, the mantipillars, the raptidons, the crabbles, anything that has a projectile will be blocked by their own teammates. So yeah, this is a very good weapon for that. For the bosses and enemies that can die in one hit, I like to use the pulse hammer. I don't have any mods for it yet. I've been looking in all the shops. I can't find any grips or attack to put in this. I don't know if it's just extremely rare or what, but I've been looking everywhere in all the shops. Can't find any mods for it. I would love to get a grip that I wanted to get a grip that restores my shield on power attack, which is on another one-handed weapon I have. Can't find it. Um, but now I don't have to worry about that because of this headpiece. 20% of incoming damage is converted to energy. Yeah, the parts for that is very rare. You need 5 Urslug Tus. I only have one of these. I don't know where to get them. Maybe this is my first playthrough, so I'm guessing as you get further into the game, you'll fight enemies that drop these more often. But yeah, this is very tanky now. I'm going to show you right now. It's on very hard difficulty, and I could just kill the enemies, but I'm going to try to show off how well I can survive. So like how good this is for surviving. See, I'm getting energy back when they attack me, and I can reapply the shield. You can see I'm very durable. If you're playing on a team, you can kind of be the tank while the enemies shoot. And, you know, they can be in the back and shoot safely. You can be a tank for the team, or you can just play by yourself and stun them. I could also go into crash state, attain 20% more damage resistance. Let me do that right now to show. So now I'm going to crash state. I'm taking 20%. I have 20% damage resistance. As I level up, engineering, I believe it is, then that'll increase the damage resistance even more, and I'll be even more durable. Yeah, as you can see, very durable. The tactic I was talking about, kind of keeping one enemy in between the other ones. Yeah, anyways, this is yeah, very, very tanky. I could have been attacking instead of just, you know, letting them hit me, but very durable. And when I get tit for tat later, I'll be getting some, health back when I hit the enemies. So that'll be really good. So yeah, anyways, I just wanted to show you that. Very tanky. You know, I don't have to just play defense. I could go in there and attack. Give you an idea instead of just getting hit. See, now this enemy can't hit me. It's stunned. Just got this, so I still need some practice reapplying the shield. But as you can see, that time I didn't use healing. I didn't use any healing items. You see his projectile got blocked by his own teammate. Yeah, once I get tit for tat, that'll be really good. I guess I could also use the burn weapon I have. Did I get rid of it? Oh, I can use this to heal. Because I have that perk hot-blooded. So when they get burnt, when they take burning damage, 50% of the damage you're doing to them with the burning heals you, heals your health pool. And I guess that would be really good because you can keep reapplying the shield endlessly while you're getting your health back up. So yeah, that's it. I think this is going to work really well. I literally just did this, and then I needed to take a dinner break, so I ended the stream, but this seems to be very effective to me. I think it's going to go really well. Enemies that do more than 350 damage, you know, they're going to get through that shield. But it's still going to block a lot of damage, and once I get some more passive... some more perks that, you know, give me health back, I think this is going to be really, really good. Like really, really, really good. Very tanky. With the engineering, more damage resist. Yeah, I'm just going to crank melee engineering. I don't know if I want to keep boosting medical. There's a perk I want at level 12 medical that I want to get, but I don't want the toxicity crash threshold to get too high because I want to crash so I get the health regen, and I want that 20% damage resistance also. So I want to be in the crash state without having to use too many healing items. So I do want the extra damage against animals though, so there's that. I guess with tit for tat, if I'm doing more damage to the animals, I'm healing myself more. So once I get that perk, I'm not going to have to worry about all that. Where is that perk? Heal for 25% of damage dealt by melee. That's kind of a long way away, but once I get that, it's going to go really well with this, I think. Keep the shield up, keep your health up. It's going to work really well, I think. Anyways, that's it.